Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good morning, Dr. Fine. What about you?
I'm fine, thank you. So sorry for the delay to start, but I have also some issues. It seems that every time we have bad weather here in Lebanon, we'll face some problems in connection. So hopefully we'll be able to continue our lecture without any problems in connection. Back to our lessons. And sorry, I want to ask why some of you may thought that there is no lecture. Do you have a vacation? Did your vacation started already? I thought that it is next week, right? Isn't your vacation start next week?
Yes, yes, most probably.
Okay. Now I'm really just asking because maybe we are all confused, but what I know is that it is next week. Okay. Concerning today, we're going to review the chapter we were discussing before we stopped last time. And also accidentally we couldn't meet on Thursday, so we'll try to review very quickly before we start something new. Who would like to just refresh our memory about what we were discussing last time? We are actually in chapter 2, just to remind you, unity and coherence. We are discussing these two new concepts, considering that they are very important to have a successful paragraph, and we also apply them in writing an essay, in writing an article. Every time you are writing, you should take into consideration that there should be unity and coherence. Unity means that all the paragraph is discussing only one main idea from the early beginning until the end. Coherence is that when all the parts of your writing are related to each other. The word cohere means related, connected, correctly connected. To achieve coherence, we have many conditions or elements. Above them, we have very important four. Who would like to remind us of the four elements of coherence? What are the four elements of coherence?
It's repeating key nouns, pronouns, transition signals, and logical order.
Yes, thank you so much. So again, we have, in order to achieve coherence, we have to repeat the key nouns, which means that the word which is the key noun in the whole paragraph, which indicates the reader what I'm talking about. 2. If I don't want to repeat it all the time, I can also follow a strategy, which is using consistent pronouns. Number 3. There should be transition signals. Some may call them linking devices. They are also called transition signals, relating the sentences to each other. And I remember that we said there should be a good and suitable use of transition signals. I cannot randomly use transition signals. There should be a an accurate and suitable use of transition signals. There should be a kind of um, look for the meaning. What is the transition signal which could be suitable for the meaning you are trying to express? If you are trying to show opposite relation, you can use in contrast, yet and but. If you want to show result, you go for therefore, however, as a result. If you want to connect two similar ideas, and if you want to give an alternative, you may use or to give a substitute. So every time you want to use a transition signal, you make sure that you are using the suitable one with the correct meaning. Then we move to the use of a logical order. Logical order is very important. You cannot write without having a pattern of organization in your mind, a logical order. And today we'll focus on this. Our focus today is about using a logical order. What do we mean by using a logical order? What is a logical order? Actually, every time we... Yes, Reem, do you want to say?
That if we were talking about something and we don't skip it and start talking about something else.
Mm-hmm.
It's
How
to
to
use a suitable pattern of organization.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Reem. Thank you, Abdelhadi. Yes. It's actually to use a suitable pattern of organization, which means that if you are writing, usually every time you do something in your life, you should have a kind of plan or like a map to what you are going to do, right? And this is what I prefer that you do. دايما لازم يكون في عندكم plan to what you are doing. So the pattern and how you will move from one step to the other in your life. Same in writing. If you want to write, there should be a kind of plan in your writing. هلا هيدي البلان غير الاوتلايننج اللي we should talk about it of course. بس هلا عم نحكي عن pattern of organization. What do you mean by pattern of organization? It's actually a kind of strategy you follow, a kind of order you follow in your writing, so that you'll be moving from throughout the whole text, the whole paragraph, all the whole essay, you'll be moving in order, in a very good order, okay, in a strategy, in a kind of pattern. In Arabic, the pattern is what called an-namat, kind of strategy which shows what you want to do throughout a strategy. Okay, if you are trying to write about a problem where you want to show the causes and the effects, you follow the order or the logical order or the pattern that we call cause and effect, where you start mention the causes, then you go to the effects, or vice versa. Sometimes you may only talk about the effects. Other times you may only talk about the causes. So because you want to reveal more about this problem, you want to show the causes and the effects, you follow the pattern which we call cause and effect. Another time you want to talk, for example, about a certain procedure that you wanted to take place, a procedure, any procedure, starting from inventing a kind of machine or to prepare a cup of coffee. This is called a procedure where you have steps: 1, 2, 3, next, then, later. In this case, you follow chronological order. Or let's imagine you want to talk about someone's life, biography, to tell a story about someone's life. Then you follow also chronological order لأنه في عندي time order. You want to tell about your own life story, the same. We call it autobiography, and you can follow also chronological order. And if, let's say, you want to talk about any story which happened during any time and there is time clue يعني once upon a time, in 2014, during the French Revolution, any time clue. There should be many time clues in your mind. If you use them in writing, then you follow chronological order. So the chronological order is one of the very common and widely used patterns of organization in academic writing. You can use it in different fields and in different topics. Okay, so we have cause and effect, chronological order, and we have another one which is also very widely common used, which is compare and contrast. What do I mean by compare and contrast? Let's imagine you want to write an essay or an article. You want to compare two things, two objects, two countries, two concepts, two cultures, any two sides of comparison. Then you can go and use compare and contrast. Compare when you show similarities between two sides. Contrast when you want to show the differences, the opposite. Okay, So don't mix between them. Sometimes you would like to write an article or an essay where you only want to show the similarities, then you compare. نحن معودين بالحياة بنقول نحن عم نعمل مقارنة. Comparing. When you compare, this means that you are showing similarities. When you contrast, showing differences. الضد. Okay, showing the other side for the two objects, how they contradict. Okay, so some cases in writing you may use compare, other cases you use contrast, and all in all we call the pattern compare and contrast. So we have the cause and effect pattern of organization, we have the chronological order, we have the compare and contrast pattern of organization, we have the logical division. What about the logical division? Do you have an idea? Okay, as the name shows, it's about writing following logic. هلا someone may ask me, no, every time I'm writing, I'm using my logic. Yes, that's true. Why it is called this? It's kind of that you want to write about something and you want to follow the logical division. You try to do something is that you focus on the goal, on the point you want to write about, to discuss. Then you divide your writing into two parts. Is it clear? You divide your writing into two parts. Two successful parts where you try to discuss in each part one point, or the one main point discussed into two equal parts. Okay? And we'll have, of course, examples in writing where it will shows you what do we mean by this. Before moving to have more examples about logical division, I remember that we skipped some practices last time. We didn't do them. Let's try to do them today. It's in Chapter 2, Unity and Coherence, page 30, Practice 7. I assume that you all have the book in front of you, either PDF or hard copy. It's page 30, Practice 7. Okay. Who would like to read the requirements? Anybody would like to read the requirements?
May I?
Yes, please.
From the choices given in parentheses, choose the transition signal that best shows the relationship between the sentences in each group. Write the signal in the space, add punctuation and change capital letters to small letters if necessary. The first one has been done for you as an example. Note, all the transition signals in this practice are transition phrases and conjunctive adverbs. This is to give you more practice in using and punctuating these types of transition signals correctly. A recent article in Era magazine suggested ways to reduce inflation. The article suggested that the president reduce the federal budget. Furthermore, it suggested that the government reduce federal, state, and local taxes. However, in contrast, furthermore. Do I read the second one?
Yes, please. And if you can do it, directly solve it, please. Okay. So here, but just 1 minute, dear. The requirement is that you should just fill in the blanks with a suitable transition signal which best reveals the relation between the sentences. Page 30, practice 7.
Okay.
Can you find it, Noor? Okay, Reem. Read number 2, please.
The same article said that the causes of inflation were easy to find.
You have three choices: however, for example, and therefore.
For example, the cure for inflation was not, however, the cure of inflation was not so easy to prescribe.
Right. Exactly.
However,
Yes, it's however. It's not for example, it's however. Okay? Kind of
yeah,
giving a result. So before however, you put a semicolon, and after it, you put a comma. Okay? Number 3. Thank you, Reem. Who would like to share number 3?
May I, Doctor?
Yes, please, Abdelhadi.
Era also suggested that rising wages were one of the primary causes of inflation. Therefore بنحط قبلها semicolon وبعدها column عادي عفوا
Comma.
comma. The
Yes.
government should take action to control wages. يعني therefore.
Yes. Good. Therefore. And you usually try to you choose your transition signal based on the meaning. You look, you can feel the meaning. So the second one, however, the third one, therefore, number 4. Yes, Jawad.
In physics, the weight of an object is the gravitational force with which Earth attracts it. For example, if a man weighs 150 pounds, this means that Earth pulls him down with a force of 150 pounds.
Also good. And you punctuate the same way by a semicolon before and the comma after. And here it's clear, as your friend said, for example, because it's just a physical equation and they directly give you an example. Okay, so as you can see, the transition signals should be suitable to what you are trying to do in your writing, the meaning. Number 5.
May I?
Yes, Isam.
Farther away from Earth a person is, the less the gravitation force of Earth. In conclusion, a man weighs less than he is 50,000 miles from Earth when he is only 5,000 miles away. In conclusion.
Yes, Isam. I could hear you that you said in conclusion. It seems you have unstable connection. Yes.
Yes.
I would agree with you إنه تكون in conclusion إذا كنت عم تعمل conclusion بالwriting. إذا كانت هيدي part of a conclusion in writing, it would be correct إنه نحطها in conclusion. بس إذا كانت part of the whole paragraph أو an article يعني كان بعدها during the text, بعتقد it doesn't work in conclusion لأنه try to check it again. Therefore, exactly. Try to explain. Here it's explaining. They give you like a scientific statement and then the part after who kind of explanation. So we need to put therefore and sometimes however. لو كانت a part of a conclusion أو هي concluding part بparagraph كنا استعملنا in conclusion. Here it is therefore, comma, a man weighs less when he is 50,000 miles from Earth than when he is only 5,000 miles away. Number 6.
Doctor, was therefore.
Therefore.
Okay.
Okay. Who's now? Ali Faqih.
A tsunami is a tidal wave produced by an earthquake on the ocean floor. The waves are very long and low in open water, but when they get close to land, they encounter friction because the water is shallow. As a result, the waves increase in height and can cause considerable considerable damage when they finally reach land.
So considerable damage, and you have here you choose as a result. That's
Yeah.
correct. Do you agree with your friend? I think it's correct. So here,
Yes, because
come in.
it's the cause of the friction.
Yeah, it's a kind of a result of the tsunami. What happens during a tsunami? So here, as a result, what happens after it? So it's clearly as a result. You put a semicolon before and a comma after. Practice 7 part B is very important and interesting. You can do it at home. هلا please ما تعملوا عليها confusion. إذا كانت بدها تكون graded رح أعملها assignment على Teams. Okay, same practice 9. We come to page 34. Anybody would like to read logical order? Sorry, Amira, you were raising your hand. I couldn't take your answer. Would you like to read logical order?
Yes, no problem.
Yes. Page 34, everyone. It's about logical order. Would you like to read,
Can I
Amir?
read?
Yes, I'll start reading.
You already started? I couldn't
No,
hear.
I'll start.
Yes, start, please.
Logical order. In addition to using transition signals and repeating key nouns and the pronouns, a fourth way to achieve coherence is to arrange your sentences in some kind of logical order. Your choice of one kind of logical order over another will, of course, depend on your topic and your purpose. You may even combine two or more different logical orders in the same paragraph. The important point to remember is to arrange your ideas in some kind of order that's logical to a reader accustomed to the English way of writing. Some common kinds of logical order in English are chronological order, logical division of ideas, and comparison contrast. Chronological order by time, a sequence of events or steps in a process. The model paragraph on how to grow an avocado tree uses time order to organize the steps. In logical division of ideas, a topic is divided into parts, and each part is discussed separately. The model paragraph about gold on page 3 uses logical division. First, it discusses gold's beauty, and second, its utility. In a comparison contrast paragraph, the similarities and/or differences between two or more ideas are discussed. The paragraph about synonyms on page 5 compares and contrasts word meanings.
Thank you so much. I think it's clear. And here, a good example about logical division, if you are still wondering what is the logical division, is the paragraph about gold. You remember when we read it, it was divided into two parts. One part discussing the beauty of gold, and the second part is discussing its utility. So, and each part is discussing it with giving supporting details and so on, which means that following a logical order. Now, thank you, Amira. Would like to do the practice number 10, which is a very interesting one. We'll read the following paragraphs and decide which kind of logical order is used in each comparison is used in each. For example, comparison contrast, chronological order, or logical division of ideas. So we'll be able to discuss the reasons for our choice, of course. And if we choose chronological, we should tell why. Okay, and here they ask again also for something else, which is circle all the transition signals. I know that not all of you have the hard copies. So in case you have them, you just circle them to know more about the use of transition signals. To start with paragraph number 1, who would like to read?
May I read?
Reem again? Yes, Reem.
Do I read the question or no?
No, I already read the question. I want you to start with
Oh.
paragraph number 1.
The process of machine translation of languages is complex. To translate a document from English into Japanese, for example, the computer first analyzes an English sentence, determining its grammatical structure and identifying the subject, verb, objects, and modifiers. Next, the words are translated by an English-Japanese dictionary. After that, another part of the computer program analyzes the resulting awkward jumble of words and meanings and produces an intelligible sentence based on the rules of Japanese syntax and the machine's understanding of what the original English sentence meant. Finally, a human bilingual editor polishes the computer-produced translation.
What's the meaning of bilingual? Bilingual, yes?
I don't know.
Okay.
The person who knows the both languages.
Very good. It's an indication to the knowledge of more than one language. It could be a person, a school, or a system. في نقول إنه this is a bilingual school. في نقول this is a bilingual company where everyone speaks more than one language. It can be about a person who is a bilingual person, the one who speaks more than one language. So bilingual here is an indication to the use of more than one language. What is the kind of logical order used in this paragraph?
Chronological order.
Yes, Abdelhadi, why? Why did you choose chronological order, or why do you think it's chronological?
Because
Yes.
the writer follows steps in order to show how the process of machine translation is done.
Very good. There is a move from one step to the other. There are many steps actually, which indicates the process of translation. This is a chronological order. There is a procedure actually. The procedure of translation. Paragraph number 2, who would like to read? Anybody would like to read? I want new volunteers. I want someone new. I would like to hear all your voices.
I can.
May I?
Please, Jawad.
French and US business managers have decidedly different management styles. French meetings, for example, are long and rambling and rarely end on time. Furthermore, meetings often end without closure. Managers in the United States, on the other hand, make an effort to start and stop a meeting on time. And North American business meetings typically end with decisions and action plans. Another difference involves documentation. North Americans adore documentation. They have a procedure manual for everything. The French, in contrast, think this is childish. French managers find it difficult to stick to a schedule, but US managers are intolerant of delays. In addition, the French prefer to work alone, whereas North Americans like to work in teams. Another major difference in management style is that in French companies, authority comes from the top. French managers do not share information with subordinates and make decisions with little participation by employees beneath them. In US companies, however, top managers share information and frequently solicit input from subordinates. How French managers.
Okay. What kind of logical order do you think is here?
It's a contrast.
Yes, the whole logical order is called compare and contrast. And what do you think? They are comparing or contrasting here in the paragraph?
Only showing the differences.
Yes, kind of only showing differences, contrasting between the French and the US business managers. They have different strategies or different management styles. Thank you so much. Here is a compare and contrast chronological or logical order, sorry. Okay. Did you notice, all of you, of course, this question for all the class, did you notice that while your friends were reading the paragraphs, that using a pattern make your reading easier, fluent, and the writing looks like more convincing, right? Is it true?
Yes.
So it's preferable and it's a must that when you write, you also choose a pattern of organization for your writing. We come to paragraph number 3. Any volunteers, or I read it by myself?
I read. Can I? May I?
Who's there? حورة ريم. أنا بعرف قد إيه you are willing to share, but I want someone else also to share. لأنه the more we all share together, the better the interaction will be, right? So أنا كمان هيك بقدر شوف إذا عندي أنا attendees like 18 or 20. I would like to hear at least 10 of them, and I wish, of course, all of you can share. Okay. Of course, I do not oblige anyone. I know the timing is early. I know some of you may not like to actually read or speak, but again, it creates a kind of interaction. It makes our lecture more lively, and of course, it helps more in understanding the concepts. Yes, Haura, paragraph number 3.
Yes, it took more than 2,500 years to develop the calendar used in the most Western countries today. In about 700 BCE, the ancient Romans used a calendar that had 304 days divided into 10 months. March was the beginning of each year. There were more than 60 days missing from the calendar, so very soon the calendar did not match the season at all. Spring arrived when the calendar said it was still winter. A few decades later, the Romans added the months of January and February to the end of the year. This calendar lasted about 600 years. Then, in 46 BCE,
You know this sign BCE, the letters? Do you know what do they indicate?
no,
It's before Christmas, before the birth of Jesus the Christ. And in Arabic, if you read it sometimes in some
قبل
texts, بتقول
الميلاد.
قبل الميلاد. Very good. So before Christmas here. Yes.
okay.
Before the birth of Jesus the Christ. Yes.
Jesus.
Julius,
Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar. Do you know who is Julius Caesar?
no,
Anyone else? Haven't you ever heard of the name in Arabic? Julius Caesar.
جوليو سيزار يمكن سمعني بشي
Yes.
حاكم روماني
Al-Qaisar.
على بعض.
Caesar is the Al-Qaisar. Julius, it's Julius in Arabic. Okay, yes, he was one of the great emperors of Rome, the old Rome. Yes. Continue, please. And sorry for the interruption, but it's very important that you know such historical names. مع إنه في ناس يمكن ما بهمها بس إنه it's my job to clarify for you. Yes. He is the Roman.
The Roman made a new calendar. His calendar has 365 days, with one day added every fourth year. He also moved the beginning of the year to January 1, and he renamed a month for himself, July. In Okay.
In Caesar's calendar.
Caesar's calendar, February had 29 days. The very next emperor, Augustus, not only renamed a month for himself, August, but he also took one day from February and added it to August so that his month would be just as long as
Caesar's.
Caesar's. This calendar worked better than the previous ones, but it still was not perfect. By 1580, the first calendrical day of spring was 10 days too early. So in 1582, Pope Gre-
Gregory.
Gregory uh, X111, the leader of the Roman
The 8th.
eighth,
Yes.
the leader of the Roman Catholic religion, made a small change to make the calendar more accurate. In the Corrigan calendar, the year is still 26.3 seconds different from the solar year, but it will be a long time before this causes a problem.
Thank you, Haura. I'm sure you said to yourself, why did I choose this paragraph to read, right? Yeah, it's full of historical names and things. Yes. What do you think? What logical division is this?
It's a chronological order.
Thank you. How did you know? From the early beginning.
Um, like إنه نظموا الأفكار بتدرج.
Yes, بس دايما بيكون في clue بدلك على chronological order. سوري على yes, chronological order. From the early.
Specific dates.
Thank you. Years, the dates, time clue. Okay, حوراء دايما I said the chronological order في كذا طريقة to know that this is chronological. It's either because there is a procedure, listing of something 1, 2, 3, 4, or because there is a kind of a time clue at the beginning. For example, there is a kind of date, there is a kind of timing, and here you have historical background, and you have time clue, and you have a kind of listing of and ordering of things due to certain time order. Page 36, paragraph number 4. Who would like to read? Anybody would like to read? Okay, I'll read it by myself. Try to tell me what is the logical division we
Can
have
I
here.
read?
Yes, Ali?
Okay. The many different calendars used throughout the world are all based on the phases of the moon, on the revolution of Earth around the sun, or a combination of the two. The first kind of calendar in the lunar calendar, based on the phases
No,
phase
continue.
of the a month is calculated as the time between two full moons, 29.5 days, and a year has 345 days. The Islamic calendar used in Muslim countries is a lunar calendar. It has 12 months and a cycle of 30 years in which the 2nd, 5th, 7th, 10th, 13th, 15th, 18th, 21, 25th, 21st, 24th, 26th, and 29th years have 355 days, and the others 345 days. A second kind of calendar is the solar calendar, which is based on the revolution of Earth around the sun. The ancient Egyptians used a solar calendar divided into 12 months of 30 days each. which left 5 uncounted days at the end of each year. A very accurate calendar developed by the Mayan Indians in North America was also a solar calendar. It had 365 days, 364 of which were divided into 28 weeks of 13 days each. The new year began on the 365 days because of the solar year is exactly 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 46 seconds long. However, a solar calendar is not totally accurate. So many cultures developed a third kind of calendar, the lunisolar calendar. It's lunisolar calendar. Extra days are added every so often to reconcile the lunar months, which with the solar year. The Chinese, Hebrew, and Gregorian calendar used today as lunisolar calendars.
Okay, Ali, thank you so much. Can you please tell me what is the logical order used here?
كمان chronological.
Chronological. It could appear like chronological, but it is not.
Logical division.
Yes, logical division. Very good, Abdelhadi. Why? Can you explain?
Days were
Because the
Well,
writer was talking about two kinds of calendar, and he divided his paragraph into two parts in order to discuss each one separately.
yes, that's good. So, as your friend said, it's actually kind of logical division. The whole paragraph is divided into two main ideas. It's about the lunar calendar and the solar calendar, and it could be sometimes divided into more than two. يعني فيها تكون أكتر من two parts. But here, obviously, there were two parts: the lunar calendar and the solar calendar. And later on, at the end, he discussed something about the lunisolar, the combination of both. Okay, and here is a logical division. If you notice that the writer, he or she tried to discuss each part and explain it, or giving some examples. We come to the review. Here it's the end of the chapter, where every time you have a review, the review is very important if you want to check the main important points in the whole lesson. These are the important points covered in this chapter. Number 1, every good paragraph has both unity and coherence. Number 2, you achieve unity by discussing only one idea in a paragraph, always staying on the topic in your supporting sentences. 3, you achieve coherence by repeating key nouns, using consistent pronouns, using transition signals. Then, arranging your ideas in some kind of logical order. Number 4, there are different types of transition signals. Each type is punctuated differently. Okay. Again, every time you feel that you want to review the whole chapter, you can come to this part where you check the most important points discussed throughout the whole paragraph. We move to a new chapter now, which is actually also related. We are moving just in a chain of lessons with which they are all related, and each concept is completing the other one. Chapter 3. It's actually, I would like first to ask you a general question while writing what you do. What you usually do while writing? In real life, now, if you are writing about any topic, what you start doing? Do you directly start by giving examples? Do you start by telling your opinion? Or you just start by talking in general, giving facts? What you do?
Talking in general, then giving up examples.
Very good. You start, for example, you start by talking in general, then you start giving examples when they are needed. Thank you, Batul. And this is similar to what we said at the beginning of this course when we said that usually we start with a topic sentence and we remember always that we have a topic with controlling. Then we move to the supporting part where we start giving examples and supporting the topic sentence. And this is similar to what you said. You start with a general idea, then you go deeper into giving examples and supporting. How can you support or give example? Do you give your opinion, or you just start telling things which are facts from real life?
Facts.
Facts will be much stronger.
Why, in your opinion? What are facts? What is the meaning of a fact?
A true statements that really must describe the something that I'm talking about.
Said something important, which is a true statement, or a statement of truth, or a true statement which is scientifically proven or logically proven. Can you give example on fact? Can anybody give an example on fact?
As an example,
For-
water boils at 100 degrees Celsius.
Very good. This is a fact that water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Opinion.
The weather
Like,
today is nice.
yes. It's completely an opinion. لأنه في حدا يقول لك
Yes.
it's not nice at all. Okay. A fact, another fact. Give more examples about facts.
For example, the first person who went to the moon is blah blah blah.
Okay. I do agree لأنه هي proven يعني ما فينا نغير فيها. See facts like sun rises every morning. Right?
Yes.
Weather is colder in winter than in summer. Facts actually, as you said, that true statements that are scientifically proven and cannot be discussed or negotiated. You know, negotiated, to be able to be negotiate للتفاوض أو للنقاش. يعني ما فيها مجال للنقاش إنه نقول هلا could be هلا نحن new era of life where everything could be negotiable, but in general you cannot negotiate and water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. You cannot try to make a discussion over the idea and the sun rises every morning from the east. Is it true? You cannot negotiate the fact that what else try to give you? Cancer is a dangerous and deadly disease. So you cannot negotiate this لأنه it's a fact. It's proven, it's scientifically proven. So every time you have a fact that cannot be discussed or negotiated لأنه it's scientifically proven, you consider it a fact. While on the other side, opinions هن some type of statements اللي هن related or subjected to our own feelings, beliefs, opinions that could be changed from one person to the other. They are subjective statements. يعني بتخضع لكل personal opinion. منا objective. منا موضوعية. Okay, it's more subjective due to each one's belief, each one's opinion, each one's ideas, each one way of thinking. Okay, so can you give more examples about opinions? Okay, let's go to chapter 3, page 39. Supporting details, facts, quotations, and statistics. Anybody would like to start reading?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, please.
Academic writing normally requires that you support your ideas and opinions with facts, statistics, quotations, and similar kinds of information. If you get these kinds of supporting details from outside sources, such as books, magazines, newspapers, websites, personal interviews, and so on. Complete.
Okay. Continue. Facts versus opinions.
Facts versus opinions. First, it's important to distinguish between facts and opinions. Opinions are subjective statements based on a person's beliefs or attitudes. Men are better drivers than women. Smoking is a bad habit. English is an easy language to learn.
Okay. Can we stop here for a moment?
Okay.
هلا pay attention إنه في sometimes some opinions بيصيروا very close to facts بالنسبة ل certain community لأنه هن they are هلا هيدا الموضوع كتير هيك complicated لأنه they are related to the cultural way of thinking بيكونوا related to the way a whole community thinks about something بنسميها ال collective conscious هيدا موضوع كمان somehow it's واللي هي اسمها بالعربي اللاوعي الجماعي أو الوعي الجماعي يعني بصير أنا بفوت على community in this society أو هيدا الكوميونتي كلهم they believe إنه men are better drivers than women لهال sentence اللي هلا you have just read right وهيدي إذا بتقولها ب certain community بتلاقي عليها إجماع they all agree for example لأنه هي still an opinion by the way بس in some way related to certain way of thinking so بتصير بالنسبة ل certain community أقرب ل fact هي منا fact are you understanding what I mean؟
Yes.
اوكي لانه بخافكم عم بشرح شيء وما عم بسمع صوتكم بخاف تكونوا ما انكم following up with me so في certain ideas بتصير by time لانه it is related to the way of thinking in a certain community بيصيروا يفكروا الناس مع الوقت انه هي fact it is not ما في ولا fact بيعمل prove انه men are better drivers than women ما في ولا proof انه smoking is a bad habit هي منا it's more an opinion هي it's actually a dangerous a non-healthy habit okay بس هي it's more a kind of opinion في حدا يقول عنها bad habit و someone else يقول لا منا bad habit عادي أنا I don't find it bad right و here عم نقول bad habit ما عم نقول إنه it's an unhealthy or a dangerous on health هي actually a dangerous habit لأنه it affects your health بس هي منا bad habit for some people for other people فيها تكون كتير good habit وكتير عادية English is an easy language to learn طيب في كتير ناس all over the world if you ask them would you prefer to learn English or French English or Arabic they will choose English they consider it very easy هالشي ما بيعني إنه هيدا fact it's more an opinion But because it's a kind of people started to be adapted to this concept بيصيروا يشوفوها fact it's still an opinion it's not scientifically proven وكمان ما فينو يكونوا كل العالم متفقين عليها it's still an opinion is it clear? Okay. Continue please page 40
Opinions are not acceptable as support. It's certainly acceptable to express opinions in academic writing. In fact, most professors want you to express your own ideas. However, you may not use an opinion as support, and if you express an opinion, you must support it with facts. Facts are objective statements of truth. At sea level, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Women live longer than men. Cigarettes are addictive.
Yes, continue reading please then I will explain
Okay. Sometimes even facts need proof. While all three statements above are facts, the least two need proof. Your readers may not believe that women live longer than men, or they may not agree that cigarettes are addictive. You have to use specific supporting details to prove that these statements are true facts. Kinds of specific supporting details include examples, statistics, and quotations.
Okay.
An opinion: photographs of ultra-thin fashion models send the wrong message to girls and young women. Fact, but needs a proof. Fashion models are unnaturally thin. Specific supporting detail: the average model weighs 25% less than the average woman of the same height.
Okay. I will explain here. Thank you, Abdelhadi. You're starting from the first of the part. Opinions are not acceptable as support. Why they are saying this? Then you cannot, in your writing, you cannot keep telling me about your opinion and you're trying to defend a certain point of view. You should give facts, truth. And you cannot keep all the time saying, Anna, I do believe in pollution is a harmful and a dangerous environmental problem. And I think that there should be a kind of solution for this problem. You cannot keep doing this in writing. In writing, especially if you are writing a mature and successful academic writing, you should give facts related to your topic, to show your opinion only when it is needed in a certain way. But all the time you should be supporting your point of view using facts. Okay. هلا الفacts هن as we said هن kind of statements of truths which are objective, not related to each one's emotions or feelings, not related to each one's religious beliefs, not related to each one's political beliefs. They should be objective statements which are scientifically and logically proven. Examples: at sea level, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Women live longer than men. هلا some of them like this one needs more proof لأنه أكيد هون رح يطلع حدا يقول لا ليه هيك ليه عم بتقولوا إنه women live longer than men. رح يفكروا إنه هي بتشبه هيديك لما قلنا إنه men are better drivers than women. It's totally different. Here there are certain scientific studies which reveal that women live longer than men due to certain scientific issues and scientific reasons or biological reasons. Cigarettes are addictive. Here someone may say هيدي opinion, هيدا رأيكم, right? لأنه بيكون هو already addicted to cigarette or he is a heavy smoker وبيطلع معه إنه لا, it's not addictive. Actually, yes, cigarettes are addictive and any kind of smoking is addictive. And the reason is that all the kind of things you smoke, they contain nicotine. This kind of substance is actually very addictive in the human body. And if you notice anyone who smokes, or let's say heavy smoker or normal smoker, especially those who smokes heavily, they cannot endure a whole day without smoking, which means that it is addictive. And it could be proven because by saying that this kind of smoking هي فيها nicotine. Nicotine is addictive, similar to caffeine in a way. Okay, so manna kind of just opinion, it's a fact. But some kinds of facts, as they are saying here, they need to be proven to indicate to your readers that there are reasons for this or to give them more clarification. Okay, they gave you here example about the fashion models when they said that it's an opinion when you say it's a kind of opinion when you say إنه الphotographs هني بيفرجوا a false image about the fashion models لأنه they are very thin or ultra thin. The fact which needs illustration or to be more explained, fashion models are unnaturally thin. This is a fact, but someone may tell you, "La, it needs to be proven. I cannot believe that they are ultra thin." In fact, they are ultra thin. So the more clarification, the supporting or the way you want to support by specific details, when you say here, the average model weighs 25% less than the average woman of the same height in normal life. We'll do practice 1 here, page 40, and we'll check exactly what do you mean by an opinion, a supporting detail, or a fact which needs to be proven. Who would like to read? The first 3 have been done for you as an example. I'll read the first 3 ones which are done, already done. Number 1, people who steal identities do a lot of damage before their victims become aware of it. So here they put fact which needs a proof. If someone is reading this, they will tell you, how would a identity steal cause a damage? You know the meaning of steal identities?
انتحال الشخصية.
Yes, that's true. When someone pretend to be someone else, or sometimes they could be also by stealing actually the ID card and pretending that they are this person. So it could be a kind of, it is considered a kind of crime somehow. So here, number 1, people who steal identities do a lot of damage before their victims become aware of it. It's a fact, actually. Yes, of course. Stealing an identity causes a damage even before the victims become aware of it. Number 2, punishment for identity thieves is not severe enough. بيكون هون أكيد الرايتر عطانا example on this kind of punishment. بس لما بنقول الرايتر بيقول for example punishment for identity thieves is not severe enough, someone who is reading may say it's a kind of opinion. It's not a fact. Number 3, last year the losses of victims totaled more than $7 billion. So do you consider that this could be a fact or an opinion or a supporting detail? It's more a specific supporting detail. So you can conclude here that the whole paragraph or the whole essay is about stealing identities, and the damages could be caused from this, and there could be a number of facts, number of opinions, a number of supporting details. We'll read the sentences and try to decide whether this is an opinion, supporting detail, or a fact which needs to be proven. Number 4, who would like to read it?
May I?
Yes, please.
Identity theft is more serious than any other type of theft. It's an opinion.
Why do you think it's an opinion?
Because it seems another one إنه يعارضني ما يوافق معي بهالرأي يكون عنده opinion, another opinion.
لأنه كمان you may consider it very serious or the most serious kind of theft at all, while someone else may consider it very normal in accordance to stealing money, for example. Number 5. Who would like to read?
May I?
Yes, Aysam.
Identity theft is increasing at a rapid pace. A fact that needs proof.
Yes, that's true. It's a fact which needs to be proven. And we'll try to check how it usually proven by a supporting detail. If you read number 6, you'll directly check how it is proven. You got what I mean? لما بنقول نحن a fact which needs to be proven, it needs to be proven with another supporting detail. Okay, so here, number 6, the sentence directly after number 5, it is a kind of a supporting detail which proves number 5. Who will read number 6?
I'll read it. In
Yes, read it,
2000,
please.
31,000 cases of identity theft were reported to the Federal Trade Commission, FTC. In 2003, the number was 210,000.
Yes. So if you notice this sentence, it's a kind of specific supporting detail which is proving number 5, which is proving that according to a certain trade commission, the Federal Trade Commission, and according to a report done by this company or whomever, it reveals that the cases of identity theft are increasing in a rapid pace. So now we come to number 7. ريم, where are you? إني لك عطي دور لغيرك بس ما تختفي.
No, I'm here. Diary.
Yes, number 7.
Okay. Most people do not report identity theft to the police. Opinion?
Yes, it's just an opinion.
No.
Why? Do you think it's a fact? What do you think? What anyone else can help? Give us your opinion. فيكم تعطونا your opinion if this is an
دكتور
opinion.
لأنه في people can report و some people do not
opinion.
report.
Yes, very good. في كتير ناس عندهم courage to report. You need to call the police and to tell that someone is pretending to be ourselves or stole our identity and they may do a crime. For some people, they do not have the courage to do this. Oh, they do not call for a certain reason. So here, in fact, it's just an opinion. Okay, number 8.
May I read?
Yes, Abdelhadi.
In 2003, 60% of identity theft victims did not notify the police, according to the FTC. It's a specific supporting detail.
Okay. Number 9. Thank you.
Do I read it?
Yes, please.
Identity theft happens to ordinary people, not just to the wealthy. Opinion?
He actually, Anna, I
Seems
thought,
like a fact.
yes, Anna, I
But
thought like you that it is an opinion at the beginning, but trying to think about it, it could be a fact which needs to be proven, right? لأنه this is in fact could happen. وما في يعني هيدي مش رأي حدا إنه هي بتصير لحدا وما بتصير مع حدا. In fact, in real life, it may happen to everyone, right? إنه someone steals the
Yes.
identity of a poor person or a rich person or a famous person or an ordinary person. أي حدا ممكن يتعرض لهيدا kind of theft. وكمان nowadays and the rapid pace of technology and social media كمان it happens إنه someone steals someone else's identity using their profile picture, using their whole
Yes,
personal
fake
file,
account.
right? وبيسرقوا حتى الصورة وبحطوها بروفايل بيكتشر بحطوا كمان their whole portfolio, their whole personal profile. So I consider it's more a fact that needs to be proven. That identity theft happens to ordinary people, not just to the wealthy. Okay? Number 10. If you check here, you will find that it is a specific supporting detail which is related to number 9. Anybody can read it?
I'll read it. As a
Yes,
grocery clerk, Sue Jasmine reported my wallet was stolen, and within a week, the thieves has ordered an expensive cell phone package, applied for a Visa credit card, and received a pen from the Department of Motor Vehicle to change my driving record online.
Okay. So here a specific supporting detail which supports that any person could have, this can happen to any person, whether he or she who a wealthy, normal person, a clerk in a store. Okay, here he is a grocery clerk, a normal person. He's not a wealthy one or a famous personality or a famous person in general. Okay, number 11.
Can I?
Yes, Amira?
It's easy for a thief to use the U.S. Postal Service to steal identities. I think it's a fact.
Yes, which needs to be proven, right?
Yes, of course.
Mm-hmm. And if you read number 12, you will find how they are trying to prove. Can you read it, 12?
Yes. For example, thieves steal credit card statements from mailboxes and then send a change of address card to the postal service to have a future statement sent to a different address.
Okay. So this is the and try to specific supporting detail trying to clarify. Who would like to continue 13?
Can I, Doctor?
Doctor, what do you say about number 10? Fact,
Supporting detail.
yes.
Number
Okay.
10, specific supporting detail. Number 13, who would like to read it?
Can I, Doctor?
Yes.
Most victims of identity theft are young adults. It's a fact that needs a proof.
Okay. How did you know and how would you prove?
No, it may be a fact, but we should have what shows us
If you
that it's
consider it
a
a
fact.
fact, it should be proven in a way. Let's look
Yes.
together to number 14 to check if it is a kind of proof. Can you read it quickly, number 14?
The Federal Trade Commission reports that there were more victims in the age group 18 to 29 than in any other group. Yes, this is the supporting
The
detail.
kind of supports, yes, specific supporting detail. Thank you. We still have number 15.
I can read.
Yes, please.
The police should do more to protect citizens from identity theft. It's an opinion.
Yes, I consider it an opinion. What do you think?
It is.
It is an opinion. Why would you think that it's an opinion?
Someone is saying the police should do more. In his opinion, they should do more.
Yes, it's just an opinion, and you cannot consider it a fact. Even if police started to do many very strict strategies, there still might be some kind of exceptions, and this kind of theft may continue all over the world. And if you look, Jawad, to number 16, can you read it, please? It's a kind of completing the idea that this is an opinion. Can you read 16?
You cannot prevent identity theft entirely, but you can minimize your risk, according to the Federal Trade Commission booklet, Facts for Consumers.
You see, this is a proof that number 15 was an opinion, because the police can just do more, can just try to prevent it without being able to stop it at all. Then the supporting detail here just continue the idea by trying to say that we can minimize the risk, minimize, and they didn't say stop this phenomena at all. Okay, 17.
Can I?
Yes, Amira?
Most identity thieves operate in large organized gangs. I think it's a fact that needs proof. I think it can't be an opinion.
It can or it cannot?
It cannot be an opinion.
Why?
Because if we prove that they're working in an organized gangs, it can be a fact.
I respect your opinion. Whose else? Who consider it an opinion? Who consider it a fact?
It's an opinion.
It's an opinion. Why?
If they said some identity thieves instead of most, it may be a fact that needs to be proved. But when they used most, it's an opinion.
Good point. Yes. So you all agree that it's an opinion. And I do agree with you that it's an opinion, although I liked Amira's analysis, but it's more an opinion, Amira. Why? Because there is nothing proven all over the world, or it's not a kind of truth or proven reality that most thieves, they operate in large organized gangs. It happens that they are doing this kind of stealing in organized gangs, but it might be achieved by one person by himself.
Yes, that's right.
Or
Yes,
okay,
I get
وفيهم يكونوا كتير dangerous.
Yes, of course.
Yes. So yes, are you convinced?
Yes, yes.
Yes. هلا لو كانت انه كتير proven بدنا نقول yes خلص it is proven, it's a kind of truth that usually identity thieves operate in large organized gangs. وهي it might happen like this. It's true that it might happen in this way انه يكونوا very large organized gangs بس فيهم يكونوا one person by himself or two ويكونوا very professional in doing this act. Okay, so this was an exercise which helps us to just know more about the difference between facts and opinions and between how to differentiate them from each other. Is everything clear?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, that's good. I would like to ask a question. On Thursday, do you have another lecture directly after mine? يعني انتوا عندكم
حاليا
lecture
لأنه في
لكن can we change the timing of the lecture?
Yes, sure.
What?
يعني Thursday.
انتين يعني.
يعني Thursday instead of 8 فينا ناخدها 8:30 فينا 9.
أنا ما عندي مشكلة، ما بعرف لاقي.
هي إذا البوينت إنه ما يكون في عنا another lecture. إذا ما في other lecture أكيد رح ناخدها بغير timing يعني بناخدها 9 for example. Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
بدكم 8:30 or 9؟ أنا كرمالكم يعني وكرمالي كمان why not ناخد more sleeping لأنه ما عنا شي نحن we are all in vacation. إذا ما عندكم كمان lecture so why to have it at 8 if we can have it at 9?
Yes.
So Thursday at 9.
Okay.
Okay. طيب in general
هنا
if
at 10 كمان.
10 هي كتير بعدنا. Is 9 good?
9 okay.
9 is good.
كمان تكسبوا نهار يعني لأنه من 9 لنخلص ل 10 10:15 so that's good. Okay. And until we meet on Thursday, have a nice day and keep safe, please.
You too. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Same to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.